Fabiana Udenio, and Susan Isaacs. Welcome. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I'll help moderate this a little bit. You won't need me that often, I hope. For the audience, as you know, there are microphone locations on both sides of the auditorium. If you have any questions that you need to present to our guests after they've finished telling us a lot about themselves, please make your way to the microphones and you'll be chosen that way, okay? Welcome, folks, to the 2009, the 20th anniversary of Quantum Leap. Let's just keep saying that because that's exactly what it is, the 20th anniversary. Lovely, lovely ladies out there. Rob, you ain't too bad either, okay? Nice to see
lucky.
you. I'm sorry?
I feel very fortunate right now.
Nice to see you here. So if you just say what you would like to say to our audiences here, and we'll get rolling with this thing.
I didn't know we were speaking. Hello, good morning. How is everyone? Good. Well, I for one am just thrilled to be here. I was, that's good. I like that. I should do that too. I was saying that this was my very, very first professional acting job out of college. So I'm very, very grateful to Quantum Leap for giving me my SAG card. So, yay, Quantum Leap.
We were all newborns, by the way.
Oh yeah. I was 5 years old.
High school. High school.
Okay. Rob, how did you get your start with Quantum Leap? And what was it like being a part of something that you had no idea would be as big as it is?
Well, it was very similar. It was the first, I had been in Los Angeles only a year from New York City, and it was the first guest star role I had on a TV show. And it kind of marks in my career the notion that right afterwards, not because of this show, I never waited again or substitute taught or did anything else. For some reason, a bunch of gigs just started happening afterwards. But it was really an incredible experience, not the least of which is because Scott Bakula, this is the first guest star role, and come on, I know it's a huge hit, this show. And this guy is the star of this incredible show who's in almost every scene of every episode, playing a different character every episode. And he was so kind and so magnanimous and such an unbelievably wonderful, welcoming person, and I thought, wow, this is. I wouldn't have expected this from a big star.
You say that while he was still physically abusing you on screen.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the first notion, but then there was one of the when I'm getting slammed against this fence by these guys.
You're great, Scott. I love you, man.
Well, I remember. And it was on Dean's close-up, and they, and they just were throwing me into this, and they pulled me out, and all of a sudden Dean Stockwell just starts cracking up, and I'm thinking, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. It's his close-up, and he's just laughing, and what had happened was that my mustache stuck to the fence. So I'm coming up, and it's just kind of like that, and so anyways, that was my big experience getting beat up by those guys. It was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun working on that show.
Lisa?
I'm going to interrupt for just a second, if you don't mind. We've got
who's
Michael
speaking?
right here, Mark, Brian.
Oh.
We've got Michael Gregory here's early. Anybody want to see him too?
Michael Gregory?
Yeah.
Where
Come
is
on
he?
out, Michael. He's gonna
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Gregory!
With all the ladies up here, I guess they want a little more testosterone.
Well, you got him bookend here, so that's good for the guys here department. Welcome, Mr. Gregory. Surprise guest, obviously, right, Brian?
He's on for the next panel also, but he came early, so he's willing to do two.
Oh,
Wow.
Great, right?
We
didn't
I
get
like to
see-
work. I
we
like to
didn't
work.
get to see his video, but you'll remember him as who?
Colonel Wojciechowicz.
Donna's
I
father?
was Terry Hatcher's dad on the show.
Jamie, at some point, if you see that clip, just cue it up if you can find it. If not, no big deal, but it'd be nice while he's up here on stage so we can show it in the background.
It was the best acting job I ever did because I played her father, and it was the young Terry Hatcher and the young Michael Gregory, and it was really hard.
Makeup does wonders. Okay, Lisa, how's your career?
Well, let's see. I think my show was in the 90s, like 90. I don't know. Anyway, but I remember when I went for the fitting, that I walked onto the lot And I saw this man from far away, and I thought, wow, what a beautiful man. He's so charismatic. Who is that? And as I got closer, I realized it was Dean Stockwell. And I mean, was one of the few times in all of my experience that somebody actually kind of knocked me out in that way. He really is just the most amazingly charismatic human. And I'm a huge fan, always have been, just like you, and a Battlestar Galactica fan as well. So I was hoping to see him myself. But so the fitting was very exciting because I got to see him on the lot, and then to actually meet them and work with them, as you say, two incredibly generous performers, just like what you would want to hear about them. I mean, everything is true. They're just warm, relaxing. Being a guest star on a show that's been running for a while, and this had been running for I was on the last season. Can be really nerve-wracking because everybody knows everybody, everybody's tight, and you just come in, you're like the alien. And I worked for just a few days, and they made me feel like I'd been there, all my life. So, yeah, it was a great experience.
That's fantastic. We had the pleasure, the absolute wonderful pleasure of listening to that charismatic Erica girl up here on the stage. Was she not awesome last night or not?
Thanks.
If you have not purchased her CD at this point, shame on you. Besides, I get 15%. But anyway, Erica, here's your opportunity, not just to sing to the audience again, but to actually tell us about your experience with Quantum Leap.
Well, I mean, not to, contribute to the, Admiration Society, but I did have the exact same experience.
Yeah.
It was my very first professional gig, as I was saying, and I'd only ever done theater. I mean, I'd done like a couple of experimental black and white films in college with no dialogue, you know what I'm saying? So I show up and I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm just like, I really hope I stand on my mark, And everyone was so kind and so generous and so nice, and they just made me feel like I belonged there and like I was a professional. And actually, Scott in particular, we bonded on the Paper Mill Playhouse, which is a famous regional theater in New Jersey where I grew up, and he had worked there for several seasons, and he was like, oh, you're from theater, I'm a theater guy, and he really made me feel like I was a peer as opposed to what I felt like, which was this little kid who didn't know what she was doing. So it was fantastic. Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. The crowd's going to have to correct me on this because my intense knowledge of Quantum Leap is not as huge as you guys, but I'm assuming Natasha is probably the first international actress that's ever worked on Quantum Leap. Am I right or not? You have no idea? Well, good. Hey, we're going to find out. Natasha, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And
Thank
you hail
for
from,
having
I'm
me
not
here.
going to be stupid, but sometimes Eastern European countries all have similar accents. So you from the
I'm
UK? UK.
The UK.
Russia?
No, I'm originally, I was born in former Yugoslavia.
I saw. Serbia now and Bosnia.
Yeah, I'm a Bosnian Serb, so
Ah.
it's changing its name quite a bit.
Right.
It's called the Republic of Srpska now, where I'm from. But people do think I'm Russian or other Eastern European, from other Eastern European countries, so I've played a lot of roles. I think I've played over a dozen different languages
Wow.
as an American actress. So when I went to audition for Quantum Leap, I didn't have a lot of credits on my resume either, and it was for Marina Oswald. And I thought, wow, that's pretty big, because my mom used to watch cows and listen to the radio when Lee Harvey Oswald shot Kennedy, and that's what the show is about.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I went to the audition, and I didn't speak Russian, but I could because it's similar. So I learned how to translate it in Russian, and I went to the audition, and it was scary because the first audition for Quantum Leap that I went on, Fabiana got it.
Fabiana's going, what? Me?
Wait, and I auditioned for her role and got my role on our episode.
And Rob auditioned for
All of that.
He got tired of getting beat up.
That's right.
But I auditioned for that trapeze artist. I did, and that's when I met Fabiana on that audition, and it was like between the two of us. And
Yes, Fabiana, this is your life.
I remember.
Sometimes
We've
you
worked
remember
together.
more the ones you don't get, and they stay. They stick.
But we've worked together, and we've auditioned a number of years. We've even worked on a show
We
together.
did work together. That's right.
Down the shore. Nevertheless, I really wanted this role because it was my second opportunity on Quantum Leap. So I went there, and Don Belisario and Deborah Pratt and everybody, it was like 5 people in the room. And it was so scary for me. I read, and Mr. Belisario says, "And where are you from?" And I'm thinking he wants a Russian, but I'm not Russian. So I said, "I'm from Yugoslavia." And he said, "Oh, where from?" And it scared me. I said, "Where would you like me to be from, sir?" Because he's
One
Bosnia's-
moment. Sorry for interrupting. As I said yesterday, please turn your cell phones on vibrate or you will die. Okay, that goes for the actors up here on the stage too, okay? Put your cell phones on vibrate right now.
So anyway,
Sorry, Natasha.
Mr. Belisario gave me the role. He's partly Serbian. His grandmother is from former Yugoslavia. Part Italian, part Serbian, so I thought I had that going for me. And we've been friends for years because he's hired me again on twice on JAG for quite nice roles. The Gypsy, I don't know if anybody's seen it, Gypsy and Gypsy Eyes on JAG. And another time I worked with Scott was when I went on an audition for Mr. and Mrs. Smith for the TV show. And I thought, Scott likes me and he knows my name and everything. And the character was for the role of Natasha Pavlovich from former Yugoslavia with a general officer. And I go, somebody's playing a joke. They just want me to come in for formalities. So I went in to audition. And I was like, "Hi, is Dean not here? I mean, Scott not here?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, and you're the writer? Oh, hi. I'm Natasha." Anyway, it was funny. It had nothing to do with me. It was a complete coincidence that I had the role for my name on that show with my life. And yeah. And I ended up acting again with Scott, and I was in a coma most of the episode.
Oscar
Anyway,
material.
it was fun.
Yeah.
Just, it shows you they're nice people, they'll work with you again. Very professional group of people till this day, the Belisario clan.
By the way, my ex-girlfriend's name is Natasha Pavlovich, just so you know. Fabiana, hello.
Hi.
How are you? You got a lot of information in the last 10
I
minutes,
know,
didn't
a
you?
lot of memories coming back. It's been quite a long time, and such wonderful memories from that show. And we can't say enough good words about Scott. Really, his professionalism and his the thing that was most challenging to me is that he's such an athlete. So I had to keep up. You couldn't say, "Oh my God, I'm afraid to do that," because he was doing everything. So you really had to, keep up with that courage. So yes, of course, getting the role at such a young age, it was a very, very sweet, nice role as a guest star, very big. And so obviously I wanted it very much. We were very young, so lots of callbacks. And what I remember, of course, meeting Don Belisario, and they asked me, "Are you afraid of heights?" And I said, "No, I've never been afraid of heights." And okay, because we'll be training, great, we'll be training. So I get the job. I don't remember, I'm sure I had signed, but there was some training to be done before actually starting to work. And so, okay, we're gonna go to the Valley, to this guy, Bob Yerkes. He trains for Circus of the Stars. And so my boyfriend actually at the time drove me. I wasn't very good driving in Los Angeles yet. So he dropped me off in the valley, and there was a huge trapeze, and from the bottom, see, I looks pretty high, and everybody was training, and even Deborah Pratt, I thought she was Don Belisario wife at the time. She also had this very courageous spirit, so she was up there with the things, and everybody was ready to go, and okay, so I gotta go, and I'm courageous, I think, and I start climbing up, and it gets higher and higher, so my heart starts going like that, and there's the wife of the producer, I have to do it, and so I don't know how, because it's pretty scary up there. And although you are tied, and that was my first, my biggest, strongest memory. I gotta do this. I can't say, can you give me a little bit more time? Can you lower the platform? Can you something? No, I'm up, climbing higher and higher, and then we go. The hardest thing is when you actually get that board, that bar, then you put the other hand, and of course there's a net, but you gotta let go into this, you gotta let go. So they go, hot, and I stay like that, okay, 1, 2, 3, hot. No, you don't understand, you gotta go when we say, yeah, I do, I'm just, so that's and I always had that tentative, hot, and then, you hear that, and can you say it softer, so I can hot, so I can go a little, and then the other part is when you're swinging, of course, they had the double going to the other bar, but I had to let go of that bar. So I'm swinging, and it's nice when you swing, and then you go hut again, and you gotta let go and fall on your back. So those are my memories, and I would have liked to complain more. Like I'm scared, but nobody else was. And Scott he's just not only a great actor and a wonderful, but an athlete. He was doing everything, and. So I remember being sore a lot, and I remember, being glad to have my acting scenes on days where I wasn't so sore, so I could go focus on but it was a wonderful experience. And to this day, I think I have developed a little bit of a fear of heights, which I didn't think I had when I was 7. 7 years old, or whatever, however old I was.
What probably would have made a great gag reel is that after you left the bar, there'd be a mustache left right on it.
That's right.
Susan, hello.
Hello.
How are
Morning.
you?
Good. The most athletic thing I did on Quantum Leap was wear a padded bra. And, I'm from Orange County, so I was on it twice, and the first time I was working with the same director, Joe Napolitano, and I also started when I was 2. So by the time I was on the show, I'd been on several sets, and it's the executive producer and the stars who set the tone for the whole show. If you have someone at the top who's unhappy or a tortured artist and nothing's right, it affects everybody. But I remember on Quantum Leap, it was so fun. And even the same thing, even though I was just in there for that one episode, I was treated so well. I remember when Scott came up to me, he was like, "Hi, I'm Scott. You're Susan, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." Hi. I mean, literally, I have this Polaroid that they took the Polaroid of my picture, and like Scott Bakula is in the background. And I'm like, "Hottie alert," He was such a nice guy, and I think also because he came out of theater, that he had worked hard, and he was just one of the guys. It was just such a great environment. And the first time I worked was on the Heart of a Champion, and I had a hick accent, and then when I was invited back to do the second one, when I auditioned and got the second one, I'm like, but they're gonna know me. Like, don't worry, we'll pad your bra, you'll get rid of the accent, they'll never know. But it was neat when they mentioned John Anderson, that episode, The Last Gunfighter, was a tribute to him. He was the character, The Last Gunfighter. And I went to film school, and there's a class that we did, an editing class, where you get reels, outtakes of a scene. It was from Gunsmoke. It's the Gunsmoke Project, and you have to edit the Gunsmoke Project, and you have to edit, everyone gets to edit the shootout in Gunsmoke however you want to. And when he showed up, I'm like, "You're the guy from the Gunsmoke edit." It was John Anderson, because it was a very, very famous scene, is the shootout from Gunsmoke. and he played the last gunfighter in that episode. And he passed away. I think that was the last work that he ever did, so it was really a treat to be
Wow.
able to work with a veteran like him.
Well, was he considered the fastest gun in the country? Or not him, right?
No,
Yeah.
just his character.
I think Michael knows what I'm.
Well, I used to do competition fast draw, but it doesn't
You
make any...
personally?
Yes.
Whoa.
They can cut out pieces of the film so that you look faster. It's from here, and all of a sudden the gun's out here. So no, he wasn't, but it doesn't make any difference. He was a great actor. I wish I had. All I ever wanted to do growing up was to be a cowboy. I decided at the age of 5 I wanted to be an actor so I could be a cowboy. 52 years later, I got to star in my first Western. As a matter of fact, one of them was just released the 17th of this month. It's called Return of the Outlaws, and the other one, Blue Eyes, will be released in June. So it took me a while to get it done, but there is something to be said for persistence. Oh, there he is. Colonel Wojciechowicz.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at your role. Question for all of you. And since this is a mutual admiration society, like Erica said about for Scott and Dean, based on your knowledge of Quantum Leap, all of the seasons, whether you know it or not, if you were to trade roles based on what you've seen executed in the final product for any episode or for each one's current episode, if you were in fact to trade roles, and already we know that about 3 of you were auditioning for each other's part, so if you were to trade roles, which would be probably your favorite or most desirable episode or role to be in?
I'd like to try that padded bra role.
Well, I think Scott has already worn enough dresses, so that wouldn't surprise us at all if you showed up in padded bra. Anyone else?
Well, Fabiana's role sounds fantastic. Learning how to do trapeze.
That's what I was gonna say, too.
Really
That's-
cool.
yeah,
You
yeah.
got to learn a special skill. That's really cool.
Well, Susan, you
enjoyed
had
my
to
role.
learn. I mean, some of you guys had to learn to use some sort of, prop. Rob used a fence with his face. I mean, that was pretty. How many takes that took? I haven't. By the way, how many takes did that take?
25. They just kept throwing me and throwing me. Because they're such nice guys, as everybody's been saying, so.
Okay, so if anyone else, if they had a role to trade, and
I
by the
enjoyed-
way, questions are open for anyone to line up in front of the microphones if you're ready. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I enjoyed my role because it was the first time on Quantum Leap that Scott leapt into a historical character. And it was a 2-hour, 2-part season premiere or something like that, and what a joy.
Yeah, I don't think I would trade for anything. I loved playing Marion Kiesker, and she's an actual person also who helped to discover Elvis. And so it was nice to be able to apply my skill to someone like that who was a person of integrity and interest historically.
Anyone else?
Well, I always loved playing copycat serial rapists, so I'd stick with Tony Besh as well.
Okay, Rob will be leaving in about 5 minutes. Sorry.
Thank you.
We're sticking with what we have.
Anyone else?
What we got.
I think the kind of work that you have to do when you're a lead, like Scott Bakula, so you're in every scene and you're exhausting. But Dean just gets to come in, say something funny, and leave. I mean, that's a great gig.
Yeah, you should do his
Yeah.
part.
Sure. That's true.
But he breaks up your concentration. Your script is all in your mind, and then you have somebody like Dean Stockwell comes and just screws you up, makes your day
Yeah.
longer now.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any thoughts? We have one question too. If you're ready to go. No? Okay. Janine? Oh, excuse me for a minute. We are rabid Quantum Leap fans here. Okay? We had a fan trivia. We had a fan trivia contest yesterday. Okay? One of the questions was, what was Sam Beckett's social security number? The winner is standing behind the microphone right now. So I am not responsible whatsoever if you cannot answer her question, because she'll probably know the answer after she asks it. Go ahead, Janine. Sorry, dear.
scary, but I'm not that scary, am I? Right, hi everyone.
Hi.
I've got a first comment for Rob.
Yes.
When I saw Temptation Eyes is actually one of my favorite episodes ever. You kind of freaked me out in that. I mean, also because the character that your character murdered has the same name as me, and being a little 10-year-old, that scared me to death because I thought that I was going to be next.
You identify pretty strongly with him when you're watching TV, don't you?
Yeah, especially a 10-year-old, you do. I mean, when you've been watching Quantum Leap for 18 years, it kind of sticks with you.
Yeah.
For Natasha, I'd like to ask you about the that famous slap at the beginning of the episode. I read a few years back about it, but I'd like to hear it a little more in depth because I only heard a little bit about it. Saying, I mean, he must have felt terrible after to actually slap you. I mean, was he?
No, I didn't feel terrible. I was just so
no,
happy.
I mean Scott feeling terrible after to slap you.
He's such a nice guy that of course he's so gentle and caring, a professional actor and a great guy. But we had to do that scene a few times, and I really wanted him to slap me, and he was a little reluctant at first. But I said, just let me have it, so it could be more real for me, and he did, and we had to wait between takes for his red fingerprints to leave my cheek. So, you know, every time he slapped me, and we did it about, I don't know, 4 times or something like that.
Didn't that leave a mark, a bruise or anything after being that many times?
No, it's just a slap. I mean, he didn't punch me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, but some people...
She had asked me to do that in the green room.
Let me have it.
And also, I'd like to ask Fabio about your about the trapeze stuff. I mean, did you ever? I know it's. I read that Scott got like motion sick and all that, and he didn't really like it much. How did you feel about doing all the
He didn't
circus
like it.
stuff?
Oh my God, he should hit it well. He did a lot of his own stunts. What was your question?
How did you? What did you like? Did you like it?
It was nice when I saw it. You know, I was but doing it, it wasn't easy. It's pretty high, and just every time I had to go and then go, it wasn't easy. And also letting go, and it took a while to learn how to fall correctly. So that, you know, the whiplash thing, and I'm not. My arms are kind of not really big, so I wasn't very strong with my arms, so I was sore. But seeing it, it was worth it. You know, it was worth it. And as I said, that strongest memory was the executive producer's wife, which was also one of the producers, up there, just for fun. and I hadn't started working yet, so I had better keep up my end of the bargain. Otherwise, you know, I might lose the part. So it was a lot at stake, and I'm glad I did it.
Come your fair. With you being up so high and all, and having to deal with that?
We just want to act so badly that, you know, I didn't have a fear. I didn't know I had a fear of heights. When they asked me, do you have a fear of heights, I never did. I didn't. But actually, it's you know, when the platform is not that wide, and
right.
You know, when you're actually up there, it creeps up, and then it's the speed with which you have to do it. So. And obviously I was safe, nothing, I wouldn't have died. I remember, though, I did make one comment to the stunt coordinator that I regret to this day. He didn't like me very much after that because he was saying, okay, you can do more, and I was actually really sore, and I said, look, this is just a TV show. I was young, and you know, you don't say that. And he went, what are you talking about? So, you know, then when he didn't like me very much, then, you know, you have to, you have to overcome it. I don't know if I could do it now, I'm too old.
No.
Come on. No. Too old to, to be that courageous. Maybe we get, yeah. I went to Disneyland and I was afraid of the Pirates of the Caribbean, so I don't know. Something happened. So my son is 3. He's going, oh my God, it's dark in here. So, but yeah, but it's nice to challenge yourself. And I'm sure if I have a camera rolling, I could do it again. That's our motivation for a lot of things that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do. Even emotionally, not just physically. As actors, we do things. We challenge ourselves in ways because of that passion that we have to act and to dive into characters and to do new things and to learn new things. And it's part of the passion that makes us get into this business and stick to it.
Michael, this next question is for you. In the end of Star-Crossed, when you and Terry Hatcher had met at the end, there was such passion in that scene.
I mentioned the passion, yes.
What was going through your mind as that scene was
You don't know men very well, do you?
Initially, what was going through my mind was, God, her breasts are hard.
It was a padded bra.
I don't think so.
I know, that's right. She was in the Seinfeld episode.
That's why I said it was probably the greatest acting job I had ever done. Again, it was. I was putting myself in the place of a father, and as I said, I had to keep working on that. And also, I'm still to this day very much involved with the military and the Wounded Warriors. And so I'm the celebrity liaison for the Stars and Stripes Foundation that raises funds for the families and for the troops.
Thank you for that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Rob, Michael, boxers or briefs?
Boxers.
Yeah, okay.
Boxer briefs, actually.
Oh, okay.
Boxers.
Really? Boxers?
Boxer, yeah. Used to be briefs, but it's boxers.
You should try thongs, man. They're pretty. No, never mind. Anyway, Rob, your career has been varied, and so has Michael. You've been 4400, Eureka, Smallville. You guys have been a MacGyver. Who's that? Yeah, no, we know who MacGyver is. Anybody else on the panel have been on other shows that we may not have seen or known that you've been on either before or after, and did Quantum Leap actually do anything more to your careers to get you those parts?
I got auditions for big-breasted women and then went in and it all was
Can I get a
Then they
hug?
show up, they're like, you don't look like your character on Quantum Leap. What happened? You know?
Welcome to the breast panel, okay? Anyone else go
I had
on
some strange connection to Elvis for a while, because I did a Twilight Zone episode where I was Elvis's groupie, in also a time-shifting thing. So, I feel closely related to Elvis on
That's
some level.
weird.
I don't know why.
I think you're typecast
We
now.
should all feel close to Elvis, but
Anyone else? Erica, you went on to Buffy.
Yes, but that had nothing to do. that was through my band.
That was right.
Yeah.
That's
I probably have had the most eclectic. I'm guessing probably the most eclectic career up here. I've been a rock singer in a band, been on a national tour with my band, a musical theater performer. I worked at Disneyland as the evil queen and the hag in the Snow White show for 3 years.
I knew it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty much anything. If you're going to pay me to perform, I'll do it. I'm kind of a whore. It's all right. Yeah. Oh, and I was on Win Ben Stein's Money, and I won. I beat him. Thank you.
Hey.
And yay for the women. He really hates it when women beat him.
Anyone?
And I was
Anyone?
also on Jeopardy, but I lost.
Oh.
But I still got $1,000.
Yeah.
All right.
That's very
Wow.
cool. That's a tough shot.
Natasha, where'd you go on to?
Well, I've been a lot of guest roles on, let's see, Nip Tuck. I played Jennifer Gardner as one of her mothers on Alias.
What?
She had 3 mothers. So I was Jennifer Gardner's mom on Alias. Nip Tuck. With Tom Selleck, a friend of mine recently, I worked on Las Vegas as the Nevada governor or a senator of Nevada.
Wow.
That was pretty. Allison Greenberg. I really like that because I'm used to playing Tatiana, Mariska, Sonia, Svetlana. Allison Greenberg. Yes! I feel like I've made it.
That's right. You broke through.
Fabiana, I'm sorry I didn't ask before. We have 2 more questions, and we'll get to you after we finish this. But Fabiana, where does your accent hail from? I'm sorry I didn't ask.
I was born in Argentina and I grew up in Italy, and it varies. You know, like Natasha as well. We do different accents, and we do, but mostly I guess Italian and Spanish.
Yeah, see,
and
that's
whatever you want it to be.
Beautiful women up there.
But-
Susan?
I
I'm
can
sorry,
do like Orange County. Really
Only
well.
if there are big breasts there, okay?
Oh my God. I was in the Groundlings after that sketch comedy group here in New York, and I saw a lot of my friends end up on Saturday Night Live. I went back to graduate school for screenwriting, and I just published a memoir. It came out a couple weeks ago. Does anybody know those books in the 90s called Conversations with God? Heard of them? Mine's called Angry Conversations with God, where I take God to couples counseling because we're not getting along. So that's been real fun.
God's married?
great.
Oh, that answers a lot. Okay,
That's
anyway.
where we first met. You
Yeah.
were with Phil Hartman, right?
Oh, could be.
Yeah. Jackie Zeman and I were there. I don't know if you remember Jackie.
No,
Bobby Spencer from General Hospital, which is what I had done before
Right.
then. I was the first Dr. Rick Weber. And we mentioned MacIver. He was my younger brother on the show. And then I did MacIver playing Chief White Cloud, an Indian who becomes an attorney who then becomes a terrorist. Natural progression.
Welcome to America.
It could happen.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Let's get these 2 questions since we're getting slow up on time here, short on time here. Let's get these 2 questions in. Go ahead.
My question's for Erica. Do you speak Russian, or did you learn that for the part?
Funny you should ask. We were discussing this. I spoke Russian a little bit. I had just taken Russian my senior year of college, and I had just graduated, so it was very fresh in my mind. However, at the audition, I was auditioning for Marina. It was this intense scene. It was all in English. They hadn't given it to us in advance, and they said to translate it on the spot. So audition, saying it in Russian. I had 1 year of Russian. This was not going to happen. So as I was telling her, I basically put all the intention I could behind it and was saying, I am going to the store, and then I am going to the library, and then I am going to buy some borscht. I mean, seriously. And since the casting director didn't speak Russian, she was like, you know what, you're great. I think you're a little young for Marina, but I'm going to call you back for something else. I'm like, all right. And and then I went home and started translating everything, and that was that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Francis?
Hello. This is a convention-related question. Would you have imagined 20 years ago that you would be here at a convention for Quantum Leap? And what was your reaction when you heard from the organizers when they asked you to come? Is this your first convention? Did you even know that conventions existed? I know Rob knows because I've met him in Vancouver a few years ago. But what about everybody else?
I have been to, I think this is my 4th one, to Orlando Leap, to Kansas City Leap, and to LA, this one many, many years ago. So this is my 4th one, and I've been delighted to attend because I have made friends that I keep in touch with from all over the world, fans that are friends, and Joe and Karen are sitting right there. I love keeping in touch with everybody and seeing, hello, Sylvia? See, I just remember people.
That's great.
So I really am intrigued to meet you. I'm very excited to be here to see all of you. And thank you for supporting the show. I'm really I'm really pleased to see you all.
Well, we're here for you. You're not here for us. We're here for you.
No, we're here for you.
Okay, and we really, really appreciate all of you being here. You're not done yet, but I'm just throwing that in, let you know that.
I did a ton of Buffy conventions because my band was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So, and this is my second Quantum Leap convention.
Anybody
and
else?
I was
Susan?
thrilled to hear from.
Really?
Yay, I'll be there.
I'm wondering if there's a 2.5 Men convention.
There should be.
No,
I mean, I just want to go.
Hey,
I heard
Holland Taylor is awesome.
I
I'd
heard
go to it.
Adult Con was down in LA, so there's a breasted convention you could have.
Excellent, excellent.
Catted
I
Rock
need to
convention.
go
You're never
and
going
get
to
some
hear the end of
samples.
that, you understand, don't you? Well, sign your signature and just put 2.
Susan?
Fabiana, what do you think of fans who appreciate what you've done for them?
It's great. This is my first for Quantum Leap. Is my first, and it's so many memories rush back into your mind. It's beautiful to share it with people that love the show and that even know more or remember more than yourself. So it's great. I have been to another convention not too long ago in New York, more related to pop movies that I've done, like Summer School or Austin Powers, and a little bit of horror. And it's great to meet the people and to sign autographs and to know that you mean a lot for some people. And it's not just 2 weeks of work that just you do. And it means a lot to you, but it also means a lot to the people. And it makes you feel responsible for the job, the work you do, what you say, and what we do. There are people that actually listen and pay attention and remember, and so I'm very proud to, honored to be here and to meet the people that watch television or movies or whatever we do. So it's wonderful. And if you are watching, I have a 3-year-old, so I slowed down for a bit, but I have now gotten a recurring role on 90210, and I'm playing, so.
I didn't read for it.
No.
Why didn't I get the audition?
Because she auditioned for your role.
It's Persian. It's a Persian family in Beverly Hills. So if you're familiar with the show, I'm playing Naveed's mom. So that's very sweet.
Cool.
She's playing a mom?
Yeah. Thank God for that.
Lisa, your experience with fandom so far?
Well, I'm not all of us are I'm kind of shy, so it's nice for me to get out, and I like to talk to people one-on-one, so I hope you'll come up to me and talk to me afterwards. That's really nice for me. And I've recently been approached to do a KISS convention because
A what?
I'm in this movie called Kiss Meets the Phantom at the Park, which is.
Wow,
And you asked the question, were we surprised about being invited to something 20 years later or whatever? But yeah, I mean, I do find it surprising, but really delightful. I mean, something like the Kiss movie is something that when I did it, I thought, oh, this will never amount to anything. No one will be interested, but it has a huge cult following, which really is surprising. But this is not as surprising. I mean, I love the show. I think the show is actually meaningful, and it's. I'm always impressed when I see episodes of it. The trouble that everyone on it went to make it look real and look good. And when I saw a couple episodes the other day, I was just so impressed with the production design and all that. And being on the last season, that's when everybody usually, the studio starts to cheap out, like, after 3 seasons or something. They try to do it for less and less money, but that it still looks good on a final season. There was a lot of care and a lot of fighting to make it that way. So. Yeah, I think this is a great show to show up for, and I'm really glad to see the fans of it. So thank you.
Good. Rob, before we wrap and get back to you, I'd like to get as many fans in here to talk to you instead of me talking to you. We have one more. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, my name is Dennis, and I'm from Chicago. Come see me anytime. This is just more or less a comment to all of you from a big fan of the show. Thank you so much for your hard work into something that I have cherished over the years that has had such a tremendous redeeming social value to it. And that for me, is really important because with your hard work, you've laid out something that for years people will come along and see it and can identify with it. And those are things that last, are the friendships that you portrayed in the show. And again, thank you for your hard work.
Thank you.
Very good. We all echo those sentiments. He is absolutely right. Like I said, we are here for you. Thank you for breaking up your time and your day to come out here to spend time with people who just absolutely adore you and love you. You too, Rob. And, you know, he gets abused so often, you know. I don't know if Emma or anyone in the staff, oh, Emma. Well, I don't know if our other guests are here. We're going to keep going until they tell us to stop. Are there any other questions? Over on the other side.
Hi, I'm Marjane. I'm from Texas. Piggybacking on what he said, I'm a high school English teacher. And Quantum Leap is the only TV show that I can take up to school and show them something that will touch their heart, that will make them laugh, that will just cover the whole expanse. Thank you so much for what you've done.
Thank you. So sweet.
I kind of have a question for the audience.
Please.
In terms of content, of finding a story and kind of an epic, we all respond so much to stories that we relate to, such as with Quantum Leap, the redemptive quality of it. I'm wondering what shows you're finding on TV, or did you go to Battlestar Galactica? Are there similar epic or storytelling that you've really gotten involved in? I know sometimes it's very hard to connect to what's on television and something that you would actually care to go back and where you become invested in those characters. So I'm actually interested, wondering what current shows have the same meaning to you. Maybe nothing could match Quantum Leap for you, but I'm wondering, is it Battlestar? Is it Gossip Girl?
Lost.
Okay. Okay. Heroes.
Stargate. Yes.
Stargate.
Stargate kicks ass.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Chuck.
Oh, Chuck. Oh, Chuck. Grey's Anatomy.
Since I'm the guy with the microphone, Battlestar.
Battlestar.
Now, Quantum Leap was in a realm all by itself. It actually started on the dark realm of quality writing.
Yeah.
Even back in the 80s, it basically showed what should have been a long time ago, but only up until sort of like the Battlestar era did we get to that point. So thank you guys all for telling them, hey, wake up. That's what you need to see.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to end to get on to our next panel, but we'd really, really like somebody's behind you. I'm sorry, reactionary. Sorry. Oh, you want me to stretch now?
I have a quantum.
She told me to wrap it up, and then she says stretch, but that's okay. That's show business. Yeah.
I have a Quantum Leap question for the Leapsters out there. I was watching the final episode, and at the end.
You had to bring that up, didn't you?
You know what I'm going to say about the spelling, right? What happened?
He doesn't have spell check.
I was so upset. Oh, it was another one. Okay.
Oh, it wasn't ours. I guess you said.
I feel better now.
I have some news too.
Oh.
Since everybody's into Stargate and Battlestar Galactica and space stuff.
All the series that are over, yeah.
Well.
It is. Yeah, go ahead.
I was interested in aviation for many years, and I got my pilot's license, and I'm flying with Richard Branson's company, Virgin Galactic, in 2010. I'll be one of the first astronauts.
Whoa. Get out.
We are not.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
That's
very cool.
Incredible. Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm
You're
very,
awesome.
very excited, and I've been through flight training and centrifuge, and I'm still working on it, and hopefully the end of next year we'll start our flights. So,
Well, if I can add on that, I hosted space launch. We launched Jimmy Doohan's ashes into
Yes.
space at Richard Branson's facility in the New Mexico desert back in
Very cool.
whenever that happened. But yeah, I was hosting that whole event, and we had people from all over the world in buses. Is it the same facility near White Sands?
they're building the facility
Right,
there.
and we're still-
However, the founders, which I'm one of the founders of Virgin Galactic, we're going up first, and we're going from Mojave.
Wow.
Your
So,
autograph
Mojave
picture
County.
prices just went up tenfold.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. That's fantastic. Mike, can you top that?
Not today.
Wow, that's fantastic. Oh, Francis again. Go ahead,
Thank
buddy.
Hello. First off, I wanted to answer to what she asked, that personally, I don't think anything can match Quantum Leap, because it was just such a different genre. It's not sci-fi. It's not. It's really hard to find another show that is as good in the same way. Because I'm a big fan of Stargate, but it's kind of a different genre, and Battlestar is a different genre. Cold Case is different, NCIS. So Quantum Leap, I think, was in a league of its own. But on that note, is there any TV show that, current or past, that you would have wanted to work on? I know I've seen somebody's a fan of Stargate, somebody's a fan of Battlestar up there.
I really want to be a Vulcan, like really bad. So anyone have any connections, just hook me up. Yeah, exactly.
You would have been a
Also-
good Vulcan, too. Yeah.
Also, before Quantum Leap and Stargate, there was a short-lived TV series with a wonderful actor who unfortunately shot himself with a prop gun, John Eric Hexum,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voyagers. And I was fortunate to be on that show also.
Oh, cool. Anybody? Rob, how about you, buddy?
Show to Beyond. God, you know.
You've been on everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not to deflect from that question, but just to expound upon what's so great with Quantum Leap is that it's an anthology show that is great storytelling with an extraordinary couple of leads, and to me it's so fascinating. I mean, there's great. I mean, I love Alfred Hitchcock, and I love the first Twilight Zone, and those are all wonderful anthology, but it's all incredible storytelling, fantastic direction, and really great players in that. But this having that link between having those two leads to be able to bind it the whole way is really, I mean, there really is no other show like this. Has there been, or I don't see any in the planning, and I think that's where so much pleasure comes from, is that it's different adventure every week with a little bit of familiarity, because you got these incredible leads. And I think that's what's so joyful about it. And then, as everybody said, it really comes from the top down. To be a part of it was extraordinary pleasure. And did I know 10 years ago or 20 years ago now that this would be here? And no idea. I just knew at the time that it was a real special experience.
Very good.
I know what Rob is doing. Rob, you want to tell him about the show you're producing?
Oh, sure. Well, thanks. Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah. I've been working, producing television the last couple of years with a company that did the film Capote and is doing the new Terry Gilliam movie that's coming out. And heading up a television division, and the first show that we were producing is called Mental, not The Mentalist. We actually were going before Mentalist had started, but it's about a psychiatric wing of a LA hospital. And we're going to be premiering May 22nd on Fox on Friday nights at 9 o'clock. 13 episodes on the air, so watch it on Friday nights. It's a really great show. We shot in Bogota, Colombia, which was crazy. It had nothing to do with South America, except for we were producing. It's a serious runaway production. But anyways, yeah, thanks for that. But check it out. It's a really great show. Annabella Sciorra and Chris Vance from Prison Break is in it, and it's really a fascinating show. So.
Hey, you cast my friend Ted Rooney.
Oh yeah.
On that, I helped him with his audition.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's great.
We're just a networking convention for you guys, aren't we? Ladies and gentlemen, our guest star panel for Quantum Leap 20th anniversary.